Hey guys, welcome. Today I have like a really awesome product review for you, and that is, of course, I bought on Amazon again, Samsung digital door lock, and to be exact, it's a Samsung EZON SHS-1321, and yeah, these smart door locks. Let's get this out of the box real quick. I mean, to be honest, I looked at it yesterday a little bit already. I kind of couldn't resist, so I partly started the installation for you guys. And I'm just gonna do a quick unboxing again and show you the details of what you have to consider when buying such a door lock. I mean, the first thing you probably notice is the Samsung door locks. They are coming from Korea. From South Korea, and yeah, they're really popular there. And internationally speaking, they did win a lot of awards for their design, and I really can attest to it because I tested this door lock. And yeah, one thing you obviously want to make sure if you're getting one of these door locks, make sure it's a new one. Don't get a used one, and make sure that seal is not broken. Okay, I looked at this already. And yeah, I also noticed like we have early 2018 right now, and they seem to have a well-managed supply chain because mine is just a couple of months old. So it must have really come straight out of the factory and then be shipped to Europe, and it probably wasn't in the warehouse that long. And yeah guys, the cool thing about a door lock like this is basically what you'll be able to do is you use like one of these RFID. I mean, I'm not really sure whether it is really RFID, but it's kind of like the same principle. You just put this in front of it and it will unlock the door. Obviously, you can also use the key code. So let's jump right in and open it up and look what's inside the box. Yeah, and yeah, imagine you have also just bought a door lock like that. I think you're going to be very excited. They even have bigger ones. Samsung gives you like a nice sticker here. Not sure whether I'm going to use this, but maybe you can deter burglars that way. Let's look inside. Some people I saw, they complained, oh my god, it only has the Korean manual. How am I ever going to install that if it only has the Korean manual? But in my case, Samsung really was so nice. They have an English translation here, and I'm gonna go over these settings. Like the settings also are very simple. I had no problem configuring this, really easy to do. And yeah, if you look further, even though that's Korean, it has the pictures, so you kind of can see it by the pictures. But yeah, maybe I can zoom in for you guys a little bit. Even for that, they did English translation, and it's basically an 8-step process. It's really, really straightforward, and I think you should have no problems with that. And yeah, if you think of it, it really doesn't have that many parts. Maybe the most work you have to do is like mark and drill the hole correctly, so that you can connect the outer body with the inner body. And yeah, basically what you do is you use like this template sheet, and I just showed you there's a English translation. And with that template sheet, you just put that onto your door, and basically what that does, you just wrap it around like so, and you put it on the door and you mark the position where you drill the hole. It's really, really easy, it's straightforward. Maybe let's just look inside the box. So like I told you, it's not like a real unboxing. I mean, I unboxed it before so that I can walk you through the details. This contraption is installed on the backing plate, which I will show you shortly. And then we have, let's look at the face panel right here, outer body. I mean, I really have to say, like, I really like the design of this door lock. I mean, that's like let's remove this real quick. That's like a really nicely designed door panel, and I mean, it even has some rubberized material on the back so that you won't have any scratches in your door that way. And basically it connects with this cable to the inner body unit. So yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say about it other than like maybe how to install it correctly. This connects here. Basically that goes to the door. I show that to you shortly. That's like the sensor that shows you whether the door opens and closes. Here, that's like kind of like an interesting thing. I saw there are like different models. Like I told you, I have the Samsung EZON SHS-1321, but there are other models as well. And the interesting part is like one model that I saw, it has like a double lock feature, which I kind of find like a little bit scary, because you can flip another switch right here and then you can't even open it from outside with the password or the key. This apparently doesn't have that switch, so I like this one a little bit better. And I will put a link below the video as well. Now, if you want to set a password or register a card, there's like this small register button. And after you install the lock, you would just press that button and then it makes an audible sound, and you can change the factory password to a password of your choice. And you can also register RFID cards. And yeah, this digital door lock even comes with 2 black RFID cards and 2 of these pinkish ones. And yeah, that's really cool. So imagine you have maybe like a guest house or some friends staying over. Maybe you install that in your guest house, and then you can give these RFID cards to your guests and they can stay at the guest house. And I mean, like, if you ever think about like why these digital door lock systems become so popular in the first place is, I mean, if you had a traditional door lock and someone starts losing keys, I mean, what would you do? Like, probably you would switch the locks. But the advantage is, if someone loses a key like that, you can just unregister the key. You just revoke the access. So you don't have to switch the lock. The only thing that you have to do is like maybe get a new RFID chip. So that's why I see this a lot in institutions or bigger companies. They all switch to these digital technologies. So, because like, imagine you have like a big building with like 100 locks in it, right? And people start losing the keys. It just happens from time to time. Then for security purposes, you would have to switch all the locks. It's like it's very expensive, and it's a pain in the, I mean, I don't want to curse, but you know what I mean. So these digital locks is really cool because you can revoke the access. And yeah, think about it, like this is like a consumer version, but obviously the corporate type of digital locks, they will just get a wireless connection or some kind of network connection, and then you can even maybe link these RFID locks, the RFID keys with an individual. I mean, you could even easily imagine room A, B, C, or like I was even like thinking recently, like, hey, what if you have a marina, right? What if you have a marina somewhere nice in Florida, and you have like 50 slips in the marina, and maybe you have, because I saw it last summer I was in Florida, like people in the marina, and then you have like a common area, you know, where you can go to the bathroom or take a shower, or maybe have like a clubhouse. You also don't want to hand out keys and passwords. Yeah, you could use password access, but that's not ideal either because passwords can be shared, right? So if you have for every slip like an ID card like that, how cool would that be, right? So you have like 50 of these RFID cards, slip 1 to 50, and then if a boat owner like drops this in the water, no big deal. Just get a new one and revoke the access. So, and yeah, like I said, like in the future, these docks, they will all be internet connected. So you can see who uses what and when. And I already know there are systems where you also can revoke access. Like someone doesn't pay his membership fees or whatever, you can just revoke the access digitally. So that's like a really handy system. So the future is gonna be digital. So why not play around with this consumer version? And yeah, guys, something else you obviously will need is like a set of batteries, maybe some screwdrivers, and one very important thing. Maybe if you paid attention, you noticed this already before. Let me show you. That is something like this. And of course, in my case, I'm in Germany, so I have a German, how do you call it, drill bit or something. But just make sure it has the right size. It's 32 millimeters. And yeah, guys, maybe if you have a different one, a bigger one, that would probably work as well. But I recommend this 32 because if that's bigger, you might have like a little bit more of a hard time installing this, because when you put it in, it will kind of slip around, and I'll show that to you in a second. So yeah, guys, essentially make sure you get one of these proper drill bits that's kind of sharp and that's made to cut through soft and hardwood. This one, I tested it already. It works really well and it's really sharp. Of course, you can take any other brand. Just make sure it's a proper one. I wouldn't skimp on that. It's nice, definitely nice to have. And yeah, guys, essentially all you need is like a power tool and like a wood drill, like what I have here. And I prepared this for you yesterday, guys. And yeah, I mean, it's really easy. You just drill a hole in here. I did that yesterday. It's really like kind of like a no-brainer. This wood drill works really, really well. I was like a little bit sloppy here. Maybe it's also because of the wood. You can see already, here's the backing plate. Make sure to use this template that I've shown you here, and make sure you really adjust it properly. In my case, I had to move it a little bit to the side, but that's really easy to figure out. And yeah, basically that's where the front plate is going to go, and then the back unit is going to come here, and it locks like this. So really easy to do. Let's install the front plate of this digital lock, and then I'll show you how to connect it from the back. So guys, here I give you a shot from the back, so you can see how the back plate basically looks like. I mean, it's really straightforward. The thing that I did, I just made sure to align this really flush and exactly with the edge of my door. That really shouldn't be like a problem for you to do is the same. So make sure you don't put this too far to the left. Make sure it's like here to the right, and then once you've done that, you can easily install the front plate of the digital door lock like so, and then adjust it with a couple of screws. I think like the standard is like use 4 screws. I only used 3, and then used one here and got an additional one here because I wanted it to be a little bit more sturdy here. Sorry guys, I don't know the name for this, but you get what I mean, right? And yeah, guys, notice right here, Samsung really did think of every little detail. It even has like a backup power supply where you can just put like a battery, so in case the battery runs out, you're never locked out. But it will also give you an audible noise ahead of time, so you're really safe right there. And yeah, just in case you're wondering, that's the kind of battery you need as a backup. So you might want to store that somewhere in a handy location in case you ever need it, which I kind of doubt, because I think the lock is good for quite some time and it gives you the audible noise, that, like I said. And yeah, all you have to do is like put it in here, and that's how it would look like, right? Very easy and straightforward process. And yeah, guys, just to remind you one more time, that's why I reminded you to use the right drill bit. Because, I mean, you can see I just put this in like so, and it stays in place all by itself. If you would use the wrong drill bit, I doubt it would not work, and it would kind of be all sorts of a mess with the installation and way more difficult. So try to make sure to use the right drill bit. Of course, you can use a bigger one, but it's not as nice when you install it. And then yeah, the first step is just to take a screwdriver and make sure you install this. Here, don't over tighten it. That was a mistake I did the first time, that I used like a power, not a power drill, but like a power, can I say power screwdriver, to install it. And try to do this manually so that you feel whether you over tighten it or not. You want to be a little bit gentle. Yeah, and basically that's it. We are ready to install the back part. And basically, guys, all you need to do is you just take this cable that comes through here and you connect it to the back of the unit. And yeah, that's literally it. I connected it, And now I'm ready to install the unit. And yeah guys, for this there are like 4 of these black screws, and I'm just going to use them to install this here real quick with a screwdriver. So just make sure you align it properly with a backing plate and you're ready to go. So yeah guys, and I think I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because you don't have to see like how I do every single one of these individually. Now all that's literally left to do is put in the batteries, and of course make sure you pay attention to the polarity right here. There goes the last battery. And the lock welcomes you with some fancy crazy melody, and you see it locks right away. How crazy is that? So what we're now going to do is we're going to open the lock and program it. And yeah, to do that, basically you push this register button like it says in the manual, and then you put the number on the faceplate in front of it. So let's do this right now. So literally guys, it's that easy. You push the register button and now it's in register mode, and you just put a pin. In my case, I'm just maybe 23, 56, and then I confirm with star. And now the door has the pin code registered. Now, if you wanted to close the door, I can show this to you right here. I'm just pushing the sensor. And now the door would be locked, and you see that with the symbol. Then the next question is, okay, but how do I get in? Of course, you just enter your passcode, and for that, you just touch the surface because it's like touch sensitive. You see like how crazy that design is. And then it gives you 2 blank numbers so that nobody can kind of like copy. And then you type your actual passcode and confirm it. And the door is open. I mean, how easy is that? So, and guys, the final thing that I want to show you before my battery runs out is how to register these RFID cards. Like I said, there are 4 cards, 2 black ones and 2 pink ones. And again, you just push the register button on the back, and that puts it in register mode, and you put the card 1. And you see you can still register for 10 seconds. You put card 2. And then in my case, I only want to register 2, but you can also do all 4. Wait a second. And there you go, it exited register mode. Now I'm going to push the sensor again to close the lock, so the lock thinks the door is closed. Now the thing is locked, and the system is the same. Like, you touch the panel, now you could enter the code that I previously selected, or you can use one of those RFID cards, and you put the registered RFID card in front of it. And that's it, it's open. It's literally that easy. And guys, the final thing I want to show you is like the switch between the auto and the manual function. Because usually if you close the door, it will always lock. But of course you can select whether you want that feature or not. And for that, basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this button here, and then I press open. Now it is open. I can open the door. And then once I close the door, it will not close the lock. It just gives me an audible recognition that the door is closed. But to close the door, I either have to close the door from inside, or I can push the panel outside and it will lock it. So like, you can have automatic locking that it's always locked, or you can do it by hand if you only want it, for example, if you leave the house, so that not all the time it locks it. Because yeah, in my case, I don't have to have it locked all the time. Maybe just if I leave the house, I want a little bit of extra security. So in my case, I'm using it in manual mode, and that works just fine. And yeah, to show this to you guys, usually when you close the door, see, it just gives you the audible recognition the door is closed, but the auto locking is off. So I have to lock it manual from the outside by pushing the surface. And it's also locked. So you can adjust it really to your use scenario. Yeah, so guys, basically this concludes today's review. Just to summarize it once more, I showed you how what tools you need to drill like this hole to install the digital lock. I showed you that for the most part you probably don't have to worry about installing it at all. There seems to be like English manuals in every one of those products, and yeah, I mean, it's really no rocket science. I told you about the key cards for the how do you call this, like where the strike plate or something. There are even like these plates that you can put. There are like 3 that you can use, a thick one, a middle one, and a small one. I used the thickest one for my case, so you can even adjust that for the installation. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm sure you will have as much fun as I have with this really nice digital EZON lock from Samsung. And yeah, I mean, check out the other models as well. This is the SHS-1321. But there are plenty of ones. Some even have like this fingerprint feature where you can authorize yourself with 3 different methods. And depending on your door and your circumstances, you can pick one that suits you maybe more. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And I see you in my next tutorial video.
And lastly, if you want to learn how to create online business and freedom lifestyle, just check out my free online course. It's for a limited time only, and the link will send you to some special page, and you can check out my free course, my digital success bootcamp, and discover why most people fail to create success in the digital age while others create amazing results. And basically what that will give you is like some amazing case studies. And yeah, with that, I hope you have a great week and create your own success. And I see you on my channel and in the next video. Take care.